Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Amanda with Sugar Beast Gifts Decor and More, here back with some more mind-blowing content. Thanks again, in case you didn't see my last video. It took us a year, but we reached 200 subscribers and 1,400 views. So we're trying to get up to that 1,000 mark so we can help our channel grow. But I just realized today when I was trying to sit down, last night I was trying to sit down and think of more content ideas for videos. I haven't spoke about the day I decided to upgrade from my Cameo to my larger cutter. I was at the point where Cameo wasn't allowing me to do the larger jobs that I wanted to do, like letter vehicles, letter commercial vehicles, like my dump truck customers, my dumpster customers, my customers that have storefront windows that they wanted lettered, etc. I attempted it a couple times with the Cameo, but it was a lot of piecing together like a puzzle, and that was a flippin' nightmare. I think I tried to do it with one truck and then a banner. It was cutting wonderfully, but then having to piece everything back together and line it up, it was just a nightmare. And I said, okay, this is the good Lord above telling me, okay, Amanda, you're going to have to bump up your game a little bit. But then I looked at the books and I'm like, can't bump it up too much because I just couldn't afford it at the time. So I started out on my search. Everything kept leading me back to US Cutter. And I watched all the videos. I heard all the pros. I heard all the cons. But I took it like this. Maybe that was just their bad luck, their situation. Mine's not going to be like that. Well, lo and behold, yes and no, it was different. So I bought my cutter through Amazon. It is a US Cutter brand cutter. It is the MH. Let me see if I can tilt you down just a little bit. It's the MH series. When you look at this, it's going to tell you it's 28 inches, but it's only 28 inches from here to here. It does not cut 28 inches in width. It only cuts 25, 24. I would do 24. Give yourself that extra inch. So, I bought mine at the time through Amazon because at that time, which was 2.5 years ago, you got the better deal by ordering it through Amazon because you could get one free shipping and you could get a bundle. So that time it was the better deal. Now since then the prices have went up ever so slightly. Not that much though. At the time I got mine, I believe I paid a little bit under $300. I want to say about $280 for my bundle. I got the cutter itself. I got a couple large rolls of vinyl. I think they were about 24-inch wide rolls. Your standard black and white. Some transfer tape or mask. It was the paper mask. I got 3 blades with it. And I have yet to buy blades. You get 3 blades. I think there's a... Let me grab that right quick. Because I was questioning myself earlier. Right. So you get 3 blades, an X-Acto knife, a squeegee, the cutter, and at that time the stand was optional. So I thought at the time I got a heck of a deal because at that time I was still new in business, didn't have a lot of capital, knew I didn't want to finance anything because I didn't have the guarantee of work continuing to come in every month. And at that point, or at any point, you never like to borrow money from your personal account to pay your business bills. That's just a rule of thumb for me. Now, like I say, everything else throughout this video, this is my opinion. This is my personal experience. Take it with a grain of salt. Use it as you will. Before I hear any of the bashing, any of the negative feedback. But it does come with 3 blades. You get a 30-degree blade, a 45, and a 60. The 30 is recommended for heat press vinyl. The 45 is most uses, which I keep that on there. And the 60 is for thicker materials. Thicker like flock, glitter, etc., etc., etc. But I just adjust my blade accordingly. So at that time, I bought mine from Amazon. But you can still order this from Amazon and get a bundle. But as I noticed today, after looking at prices before I hopped on here, it is substantially more to buy it through Amazon now than it is to buy it from US Cutter directly. So I would highly recommend buying it from US Cutter. You're looking at about $3.69 right now if you order it through Amazon. Although you do get free shipping, it's a heck of a lot cheaper to order it directly from US Cutter at $319 with $10 shipping. You do have 1 year warranty on this machine, and I used it as much as I could before that expired. Now let's just go through some of the cons first. Let's get the bad stuff out of the way, and then I'll tell you the good stuff. First thing that happened when I received my machine, you have pinch rollers. These hold your vinyl in place. You have 3 of them on the size that I have. 2 of the pinch rollers were broken. They are made of hard injected plastic. So 2 of them were broke. I don't know if it was from shipping or just poor manufacturing. I don't know. And US Cutter will tell you, this is the low end of the cutters that they offer. This is the economy. This is the, what is that old airlines? This is the Southwest of the cutters. So this is the low end. This is not Graphtec. It's not comparable Graphtec when it comes to, how would you say it? It's just not as cheaper. I don't know any other way to tell you. It's just a cheaper model. It's the Chinese version of the Graphtec, okay? Okay. And they'll tell you that. They'll tell you that. It's more for the person that is looking to move from their hobby machine, your Cameo, your Cricut, your, Brother Print and Cut. It's for those people that are just starting out that want to do bigger, So they make it affordable. And at the time, I could afford $300. I didn't have to finance it. I paid it right out of my pocket, and there was no financing involved with it. Although they do offer financing through US Cutter. Okay, so first thing first, pinch rollers were broken. I call them, no problem. They send me out a new set of pinch rollers, email me the directions on how to replace them. It was a breeze to replace. Super nice people at customer service at US Cutter. So we got that squared out of the way. What was the next thing? The USB cable. These ports for both the power source, which is over here, it's on your left-hand side, and you have your power switch over here, and then you have a USB port over here as well as a COM port. Well, I use the USB port. For lack of a better word, we're going to call it the holster. The male end. The inner guts that hold the USB port, that connect your external USB port to the machine, they're flimsy. They wiggle around. So if you do get this machine, set it out of the way somewhere, because it was my fault. I bumped into that USB port. I bumped it, I bent it, I snapped it apart on the inside. That was my fault. So I think US Cutter and myself, we can take 50-50 on the blame, because to begin with, it's loose, and then I bumped into it. So they found it apart for me. Still super nice, great customer service. Can't complain about that. But if that breaks, you can go out and get that COM port, but like on your newer computers, you don't have that capability anymore. I don't on my laptop. And I don't think on my Dell, on my desktop in there, I don't think I have one for that either. So, most cases, if that USB port breaks, you're down. There's no Bluetooth capability on this machine, like your Cameo. Next thing. Okay. The Vinyl Master, or this cutter that I got, when I initially got it, it came with Vinyl Master Cut. Now, looking today, they've since moved to another program. I do believe it's SureCuts, because at that time, they only had Vinyl Master, and Vinyl Master would not work with a Mac-based computer. It was not compatible. So that ruled a lot of people out. But since then, I noticed they've switched to another program, and it is Mac compatible. I lost my train of thought. But there are times, because I don't leave my machine hooked up all the time via USB cable, because it's in my path here. You can see it hanging down here. This blue cord, and that's running to my table. And it's going to get bumped. It's going to get tripped. So I don't leave it plugged in all the time. So, again, 50-50 my fault. The other parts, Vinyl, Master, just, it's makeup. It has a hard time detecting the machine once I hook that USB cable up. I've got it down to a fine art now, where I know if that little box pops up, machine not detected, I just click it off, go right back over here, wait for the prompts to tell me turn the machine back on, boom, we're connected again. It takes a moment, and sometimes it can be a little annoying. I already told you it doesn't have Bluetooth. And this is going to be a learning curve for you as well. You're going to have to manually set your depth and speed based on what material you're using. It does not have drop-down options like the Cameo or the Cricut to set those based on whatever you select off the drop-down menu, whether it be adhesive or heat transfer. It's not going to automatically change those settings for you. You have to come over here and manually change your speed and depth. Now, is there some handy-dandy guide out there to tell you? No, there isn't. If there is, I haven't found it yet. If you know of one, please leave it down below, because I've yet to find one. I highly recommend just play around with it. And I've written on top of mine in Sharpie, like holographic. I was having the hardest time cutting holographic for the longest time, but I finally got it down. I know I need to cut it at a speed of 300 at, at a speed of 100 and a depth of 300 to cut through cleanly on my holographic. So that's just something you're going to have to tinker around with. And another thing, where as you're using a mat with these small hobby machines, there's no mat here. There's not an option. So this machine, it's acclimated and made to cut larger pieces of vinyl, such as rolls. This is a 24-inch roll on here. So when you put a 4x4 little piece of vinyl in there, you're going to have to do some legwork before you get ready to cut. There's not just slapping it on there, press and cut and go. No, you're going to have to go in there and adjust the size of your material that you're using. Otherwise, it's going to cut all off the sides. You're going to damage your blade. You're going to scratch your machine up, and you're going to ruin your vinyl. So that's another step you're going to have to get used to. It doesn't automatically do it for you. You're going to have to go in and set your material size. You're going to have to set your speed, and you're going to have to set your depth. Now, you can, as it's cutting, adjust your speed and depth. But I would recommend, before you go through all that, do your test cuts first and just keep a note. Or just keep a keep it written down somewhere to where you